Hey guys, welcome to the Inner Gaze, and thank you for my new subscribers, and thank you to all my current subscribers. I'm just really happy to get to speak my truth and what's going on and help you guys as you're going through this wonderful journey. And if you are new to my channel, this channel, The Inner Gaze, it's my vision of how people can really help each other help themselves. And I'm going to show you guys some of the techniques that I've picked up along the way in my journey. Some of it is healing modalities, and some of these are going to be just me chatting away about what I'm thinking, what I'm picking up on, what I'm channeling, and or just talking about the ascension process in general. And the inner gaze is really all about empowering the individual to realize that they are their own master, they are divine beings, and you are all capable of healing yourselves. You do not need a special magician. I mean, therapists are great, doctors are great. What we have on the 3D realm is wonderful and gets us so far. But at the end of the day, it is ourselves and our hearts and our truth that gives us full agency and makes us feel complete. And it is not through an external source, and it is not through any sort of outside mechanism of validation. And wow, well, today is the final of the 3 summer eclipses. We had the eclipse, it was a partial solar eclipse on the 13th of July. That was 5 days after my birthday. And the next one was right at the blood red moon. That was on the 27th. That was a full lunar eclipse pretty much everywhere but North America. And today is the final of the 3, the partial solar eclipse. And I'm not really big on astrology, or it's not that I don't believe in it, it's just that I'm not really educated in it as much as I'd like to be. What I'm finding is that a lot of people do believe and feel the energies of certain celestial events. And to me that kind of makes sense, because we are celestial bodies. We are matter that is coalescing on this earth. And in a lot of ways, a lot of the turmoil that happens within is mirrored and reflected in the cosmos. And I kind of subscribe to this idea that we are all island universes, to put it in Aldous Huxley's words, but the universe actually resides within us, and that it is also reflected externally, but anything that happens within us is happening out externally, and vice versa. So I think it just behooves us to understand what's happening in the cosmos, because there's a lot. I mean, if you think about it, there's like magnetism, I guess, like in the earth. So depending on where the earth is situated in the sky, what planets it's closer to, that must affect something gravitationally. And if each of the planets sort of have personalities the same way our zodiac signs do, then those planets and the way they intermingle with each other are going to bring about certain things and changes that happen or that need to happen within. So I'm buying it. I'm going in head first. You know, this healing journey has really opened me up to a lot of different things, including tarot, including astrology, and I guess, to put it simply, I do really think that the whole world is a stage, and we are all playing characters in a play. We sign up for certain things in order to heal certain patterns and certain personality types. And I mean, if you go on like eons and eons, hundreds and hundreds of years, I mean, Carl Jung has the archetypes of personality, and those mirror nicely to the 12 archetypes of the zodiac. There's, you know, the major arcana cards in the tarot. There's, you know, the 4 elements. Like, I think a lot of these things tend to interplay with the characters and the roles that we're playing. And, you know, I don't think it can all be broken down very simply, but I don't know. It's worth investigating because it really does have so much lateral truth in so many different forms of science. I mean, maybe non-science, astrology is a non-science, or I don't know, psychology, the planets. If you're interested in it, look into it. Clearly I haven't investigated very, very much. But what I wanted to talk about was how we are, in my opinion, very affected by certain celestial events. So now that I spent 5 minutes kind of going off on my limited understanding of the cosmos and how they affect us, I'll just be real. I'll talk about some real stories. Last year, during the full solar eclipse that we had on August 21st in the Eastern Hemisphere, this was experienced from like on a through line from California to like South Carolina, and I was in North Carolina when it happened. Things blew up for me in my life around that time, and it blew up for people that were close in my life at that time too. There was a friendship that I had for like 15 years that ended abruptly after a vacation, and a couple weeks later my parents got into a really bad car accident, which spiraled into some other family drama that needed to come out, and some family separations and whatnot. And things were really, really tough, not only for me, but for, I mean, as I'm going through the journey and I'm meeting other people who have also been through this journey, a lot of people have had stuff effed the F up back in August of last year. And from what I'm hearing from certain readers that I'm listening to online a lot, Aluna Ash and others, that these eclipses are like tower moments, basically. They're really like forcing us to observe and experience the heightened crap in our lives that are going to evoke change internally. And they're all on cycles. So from what I understand, these eclipses that we're having now, the 3 ones that we just experienced, are sort of ending those karmic cycles that had begun last eclipse season. And this last week has been challenging, I'm not gonna lie. You know, it really, we've had the Lion's Gate was also right in between it. It's another thing I'm kind of learning about. It's an energetic portal where the pyramids are aligned with Sirius, and we're getting like an influx of light codes from our galactic friends. I've been purging a lot. And I've been purging specific things in my life that I thought I had gotten over. Not over, but I thought I had done enough internal shadow work that it'd be, you know, pretty much taken care of by now. But what I find is that almost everything in my life that I thought was stable, predictable, is no longer. And I'm finding that there are certain friendships that are no longer resonating. Friendships that I've had for a really, really long time. There are things in my day-to-day life that aren't resonating with me anymore. And some of the stuff I'm really scared about, because I know that what's in my future and what's to come is unknown, and it's unplanned, and it's not safe. It's not safe in my opinion, because it's something I don't know. And what I want and what I desire is not present in my life, so I'm forced to sort of be completely bare and completely naked and stand in front of the mirror and say, well, sister, it's us. I got you, you got me. There's really nothing else to it. You can go a couple of different directions. You can be faithful and and you can trust that this path did not lead you into a treacherous path into like a insane asylum. You can trust that you're being led and you're guided. You can trust that your desires are going to be fulfilled in ways that you couldn't even imagine. Or you can question yourself. You can feel like a failure. You can worry about what your friends are saying behind your back. You can worry that if you were to change your job or your career into something more self-serving, not self-serving, that's a bad, maybe like something more, entrepreneurial, that could be really scary. And I had to deal with a lot of stuff this week, like a lot of real heavy stuff, questioning all of it, and I think this week, having had the Lionsgate and this final eclipse and a lot of other things going on at the same time, really forced us to get into that place where we were so uncomfortable and so not sure that we have to accept it. We cannot control the outcome of this experiment. I can listen to 1,000 different readers, and I'm listening to a lot, that are talking about the energies, that are talking about unions and the masculines and the feminines, and the rise of the feminine coming back together, and all this, that, and the other thing, and New Earth, and the changing of our society into something of unity consciousness. And I could listen to all these things, and I can get timelines from those and think, oh, it's going to happen in October, oh, things are going to happen soon. But at the end of the day, the only thing that you have control over is your perception and how you're thinking about things. That's it. You have control over your own thoughts and how those thoughts make you feel. So, yeah, you can be in a place where you're simultaneously feeling excited and curious, and your inner child is like, holy crap, I'm in wonder and awe with all these synchronicities. This is amazing. This is beautiful. This feels like an adventure. And scared shitless on the other side. And someone posted today on Facebook, I don't remember who, but it was just like, how could you feel these conflicting emotions at the same time? It's like a roller coaster. It's like a tornado. On one side of the tornado, you're like a happy-go-lucky kid. On the other side of the tornado, you're like, what fuck? I'm going to be in a mental institution soon, because none of the things in my reality are matching up to what I know to be true in my heart. And nothing feels right. So that's where you need to get off the carousel and stand in the middle. And what I mean by that is that in this post that someone's like, stand in the eye of the tornado and just observe it. Observe the chaos. You don't have to identify with it. You can just observe it, see that it's happening, and release. That's all you can do. So anyway, I know a lot of people are going through varying degrees of their own ascension process and their own self-love journeys. And everyone's path is beautiful, it's divine, and it's perfect for you. But if you find that you are struggling this week and you're kind of like, what the hell, things are resurfacing that you thought you cleared already, do not be alarmed. Don't worry about it, because it's happening for a reason. Ultimately, these things are coming up to the surface to be cleared. And get that idea in your head. Our beliefs have such a huge impact on our healing. It's kind of a catch-22 to believe that these things are going to be cyclical forever. I mean, you don't want to get in that headspace. You don't want to just, believe that you're unfixable and that this journey never ends. Be inspired by the things that are coming to the surface, because they're there to show you something. They're there to kiss you goodbye, really. So let them go. Let them go. Let them happen. Cry. Cry. Maybe not in work because you can't, or whatever, not on the street, but I'm in New York City, so I can do whatever I want. Nobody really cares. There's tons of crazy people all over the place. Everyone's crazy. So I kind of can do whatever I want here, which is lucky. But something happened when we were children. I think there's a lot of development that gets stifled after a certain age, because children come into this world and they know how to throw a temper tantrum. They know how to express their emotions. They know how to let it out. They know how to shake and cry when they're anxious. They know how to get fearful. They know how to express themselves. And there's something to the human body that moves, that there's movement, there's convulsion, there's actually energetic movement when those things happen. And then they're released. That's what we're meant to do. That's what we're built to do. We're meant to have temper tantrums. I believe that something happened and it's really, really hurts a child when all of a sudden you're teaching a child that they have to quiet their emotions, especially little boys. I mean, that they are not meant to be crying because that's not masculine, or that they need to just quiet their feelings. Or even women, little girls and kids, when they're told that, children are meant to be seen, not heard. That's really bad. There's so many things that we have as children that we quiet, and at a certain period of time, our growth is sort of stunted at 6, 7 years old, because that's as far as our emotional development really goes. So when you are going through these things, let it out. Feel it. Don't judge it. Nothing is bad. Nothing is good. It just is. It's happening. Stand in the eye of your own storm and let it go. Meditate. Give yourself a salt bath. Go to the home goods store and buy yourself a new sheet for your bed. Today, actually, I had a friend over who does, he's a healer too. His name is John Juan. And I think his website is johnjuan.com. If you're in New York City and you want, to really purge your house, he does basically KonMari method organization in the house. And I've had him over a couple of times now, and we've gotten rid of a lot of stuff. But not only did we get rid of a lot of stuff, and I'm choosing the things that are in my apartment to make it more sacred, it was very therapeutic on a lot of levels. So I highly recommend making your space an altar for yourself, showing yourself some love during this time, showing yourself some gratitude, giving yourself a pat on the back, because you really, really deserve it. You deserve it. You're doing amazing. And maybe by me talking to you guys about this, I'm kind of in the same way talking to myself, telling myself, yeah, you're doing really well. You're still an A+ student at this game. You haven't gone backwards. La la la. We just need to. And talk to each other. If it's hard, talk to each other. Comment on this page and just meet people. It's a small community. I'm sure you guys have something to share and say with each other. You're all resonating in some way. We're all family. At the end of the day, we're all one. Anyway, I think I'll just end this video there. I don't really love talking about ascension symptoms, but I think it's ironic. I think it's a little inauthentic of me to act like I have it all together all the time, because it's totally not true. This is about a journey that that's very hard. It's challenging. Once you're on it, you don't get off. I wish I could say I could get off, but I can't. You're kind of stuck in it. So anyway, so much love to you. and send so much love to yourself, and have a really pleasant rest of the eclipse. Take in that energy, observe what is happening, and give yourself a really, really big hug. All right. Love you guys.